We've got the recording started, and we do. So again, thanks very much for joining me today. This is been a really popular topic, and I've got, as I said, several people signed up for this, and it's good because you get some turnover. You have people coming into the area where they'll be collaborating with other vendors and that kind of thing. So you've got turnover in this area, and it's good to keep everybody up to speed on what TSANet is and how it works. It looks like I've even got several people that are just now joining into what we call custom groups that may not have a relationship with a bunch of companies, but they've got a relationship with one particular partner. We'll talk about that. So it's good for them to see what this is all about. And so I've got just a few slides that I'm going to walk through here, and then I'm going to go into more of a tactical presentation of how does this work, so you can kind of see what it is. You're going to find out this is really a simple thing, but it does take some explaining to do. So these are kind of the areas that we're going to cover. It looks like a lot. It's really not. I mean, we'll talk about the organization and like I said, custom groups, and then I want to focus in on how does this actually work? How do you use it, right? And we'll go into some more detail about some of the good things about TSANet that gets you into different kinds of relationships and that kind of stuff. This is sort of my high-level slide. I think it's important for you to understand that this is an organization. This is actually your organization. We were set up as a not-for-profit. This year is 25 years for us. So obviously something's right. We've been around for quite some time. But the not-for-profit piece is really important because it is your organization and it's your platform, and you tell us. We want this to be, and it has been for many years, a very member-driven organization. And it's you all as the members have come up with other items like case exchange and things like that you've told us as an organization, this is what I want you to do. So important that you understand it's a not-for-profit, that we've been around for a while. It does make us a little bit different, and we operate under a set of bylaws. I actually work for a board of directors that's elected by the membership. In fact, we've got elections coming up here starting in a couple of months. But they provide the leadership for the organization and the direction and the more strategic value of where TSANet is going. We have a small global staff of people here that we operate the organization off of. We're up to actually several hundred members, so we're up in the 500 member area, and that is climbing. And if I were to go back to say, okay, well, what is the whole point of this TSANet thing? What's the benefit of being a member? It is these two bottom items. And that is, we provide a vendor-neutral, common operating platform for you to find out how you're going to collaborate and escalate calls with other members. And now that's morphed into a lot of different things, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But that's a big thing, right? Everybody's basically has got one place to go to see and view how they're going to engage and collaborate with other members, right? And it gives one place for everybody to go to update that information. So you don't have one document off in one place and one document off in another. And then the other piece of this is without TSANet, then people are going to get into what they call cooperative support agreements, which is fine, except that then instead of having one agreement, then you get legal involved and they get several different agreements. And what TSANet did back years ago was we created what we call a code of conduct. And that code of conduct has got all the things in it that the lawyers get tied up on, like, how are you going to handle confidential information? How are you going to handle intellectual property? All those kind of things. So we came up with this common code of conduct that every member signs. So regardless of what relationship, which is what we're going to talk about next, that you come into, everyone is agreeing to this common code of conduct. Okay, so that makes a big difference. The big thing it does is it lets our members establish relationships very quickly, right? And that's what I want to talk about next. So there's really two different kinds of relationships. We call them open groups and custom groups. And this is the open group platform. So when we started the organization, the big benefit of being a member of it was you could come into this ecosystem of other companies and be able to collaborate with them because they were part of that ecosystem. And that morphed into two different areas that we call the basic TSANet and the premium TSANet. And the differentiation there is in the premium TSANet, it's a subset of the basic TSANet members. And we're right around 100 members that are part of the basic TSANet. And that premium subset of members agrees that they're going to work each other on a 24/7 basis and on a global scale, right? And it's got this standard enterprise SLAs in it, 2 hours in a SEB 1 and 4 hours in a SEB 2, next business day in a SEB 3. That is the premium TSANet. The basic TSANet does have an SLA in there of next business day in a SEB 1. It does establish a base level relationship with you, but it doesn't require that you do 24/7. The big thing that we've got here in the middle of this is a mutual customer, and this is the important piece to understand in the open group concept. We could never get 100 companies to agree to work with each other unless it involved one of their customers. So essentially, we're talking about entitlement here, right? Does that customer entitle to work with you? So whether you're part of the basic TSANet or the premium TSANet, if you're receiving a call, you're not obligated to work with that other member unless it is one of those customers that has a level of support with you. And if it's the premium TSANet that they're engaging you under, then they've got to be entitled for that level of support, which means a 24/7 support contract, right? If they're the basic TSANet member, you're going to find companies are a little bit more lax about how they accept that call. Some of them may say, hey, I've got to have some level of entitlement, that this customer's got to have some level of support contract with me before I can accept that call. Some of them are even more lax than that, and they'll actually accept a call without doing that. But the key part of this is that there has to be a mutual customer involved. So a lot of times I'll get this question about, oh, I'm going to get barraged with phone calls, and that's why I won't join into these big open groups. Well, first of all, I can tell you historically that's never happened, right? And then secondly, I can also tell you that you're going to get the phone call one way or another, right? So through TSANet, what's happening is you're getting that phone call from another member that your customer called first. And customers don't like to get finger pointed around. So that's the whole point of the open groups. There are other benefits to joining into open groups, and we're going to go into talking about custom groups next, which is one of the big benefits, is that you can be a part of a custom group or actually create your own custom group at no fees involved at all when you join into one of the basic or the premium membership level. So this is the second category. The first one was the open groups. This is the custom groups. And basically what we're talking about here is the ability for you to host a relationship. Now, it can come really in different forms. And again, this goes back to being a member-driven organization. What the members did is they came back and they said, look, the premium, the basic TSANet, that's great, solves most of my problems. 90% of the time, I just need to know that I've got some method to be able to engage this partner out here. I don't do it that often. But sometimes you've got something a lot more strategic than that. And so these custom groups allow you to customize that relationship to not only identify the elements of it, whether it's 24/7, whether it's 8 to 5, whether it's stronger SLAs, whatever that happens to be, but also identify who's part of that. So you then identify, okay, I need a one-to-one relationship with this company, and I want it at this relationship level. Or maybe I need a solution support type of thing, where I've got a solution that I'm putting out that involves multiple partners, and I need them all to be able to collaborate with each other at a very high level. Maybe it doesn't involve the mutual customer entitlement thing. Maybe we've already solved that. So you can create then a relationship that is customized to whatever your needs are. And we're seeing this a lot today in the far right here, this partner program. And that is, and I'll give you an example of this. So this is the ability for you to be able to pull your partners into a support relationship really easily. And in fact, a lot of companies are making this where they're actually paying for their partners to come into the relationship. So from the partner's perspective, it's a one-to-many because they're choosing their partners to come into the relationship. And from the partner's perspective, it's a simple one-to-one relationship with that host company. But they're still utilizing the TSANet legal framework, which makes it really easy. It's basically, from the partner's perspective, a click-through thing. So you don't have to get in all these separate negotiations and all that. And you're still utilizing the operational framework, which is the member web, which is what I'm going to show you next, that allows everybody to go in and have one common platform to see how you're going to collaborate and escalate calls to the other partners. Okay, so those are the different membership levels. Again, anybody that's part of this, you're going to get this slide deck, and certainly would invite you that if you've got further questions to not only raise them here at the end of this webinar, but to also to contact us directly. But let me get into the member web here. I'm going to pull this over. So this is TSANet.org, and I've logged in here as Dell EMC. And there's a lot of different ways for the support engineers to get into TSANet. But basically, they're going to get in either via their own individual credentials, or there's this thing, the concept of a group login. There's all sorts of different ways that we can get people into the member web easily. When they get in, we can customize this, but for the most part, what you're going to see is, okay, I'm a member of TSANet. In this case, I'm Dell EMC. And if I want to see all the companies that I have a relationship with, I can click on My Relationships, and here's all the companies that I can collaborate with. Now, it could be that I have them through the open groups, could be that I have a custom group with them, or it could be a combination of both. So you can customize this even further if you've got a group that only needs to see certain partners and that kind of thing. But basically, what we're doing is giving you a member directory. Okay, and if I need to collaborate with that company, what I can do is come in here. I'll click on Amazon, and it's going to give me this document, and we call this a contact document. And essentially, what this is doing is this is then giving you the instructions on how this company wants to collaborate with you through this particular relationship. And Amazon and Dell EMC happen to share the basic TSANet. So they're telling you, here, the first part of this down here is before you engage me, this is the information I'm going to need to have. So if you're working with one of my customers, you might need to go back to them and say, hey, I can contact this other company for you. You don't have to start this whole process all over again, but I might need a little bit of information from you. Or in some cases, some of the members may say, hey, call me and just have the customer on the line with you so we can get the entitlement piece taken care of, and then we're going to go off and collaborate without the customer, and then we'll get back to that customer and get the problem solved. So here's the information they want before, then they're going to give you some contact information, then they're going to give you some escalation information. So if something fails, that they've got the ability for you to go in there and contact either an individual or use a process to be able to get a hold of somebody at that company to say, hey, I've got this issue, I need to get this worked out. And everybody's going to have a different contact document, obviously, right? And some of them may have different contact documents for the different relationships that they have. Other companies, you're going to see that they may split this up, and I'll do this just for demonstration purposes, although it's one of the more complex companies. And you can expect that because it's IBM. It's a big company. They got a lot of different things going on. So what we'll do here is you're going to see that they've got it split up into product categories, and even by the basic and the premium TSANet, and then also by region. Now, this one's pretty complex because there's a lot of different product groups within IBM, but basically you're going to see that there's a contact document behind each one of these. So it's basically just giving you that direction on where you go. Okay. The last piece that I want to show you here, and then we'll get back to just a couple of follow-up slides, and then that'll be it, is this concept of this custom group. And I'm going to show you what it looks like if in a partner program that I'm hosting a partner program, and EMC has done this here, where they want to pull all their partners in so that they've got the ability to obviously collaborate with them on a support basis. We actually go in and create a microsite behind it. And I won't show you this for confidentiality reasons, but you can use these tabs to post documents, training information, whatever might be applicable. They can even respond back to that, so you can use it for knowledge articles and things like that. But the real crux of this is I need to collaborate with my partners. So if I'm the host, I can come in here and click on collaborate, and I'm going to see all of my partners all in one place right here. And this may be through this particular partner program. These companies may be in a one-to-one relationship with me, or it could be that they're an open group member and they've decided that for this particular partner program, yeah, if they need to collaborate with me, I want them to follow a different process. So I can create a different contact process for the basic TSANet and for this particular partner program. But for the partners on the support side, it makes this really easy for them to come into this group and say, okay, I need to collaborate with this company. This is exactly how I do it. So that's one example of a partner program. I've got many of them. This is really becoming a very popular thing through TSANet, which you would understand. It makes it really easy to pull your partners in because TSANet does the work behind it, right? And we'll even go into we'll work with all the members to get them onboarded and be account managers and make sure all that stuff happens. Here's another one that is more of a solution support. In this case, it's not quite so much of a solution support thing, but it is a many-to-many custom group. And what these companies did is they came back and they said that if I find out that I'm working on an issue and I've got a SEV1 ticket opened up, and then I find out that that customer's got a SEV1 ticket opened up with these other companies, I want to really push that call into a high streamlined collaboration path. So what they've done is these companies have come in and agreed that if that is the case, then we're going to provide a very streamlined, high-level collaboration path that takes care of that. If a SEV1 ticket's opened up on both ends, then we can come into this relationship, and only certain companies have actually the credentials to see this relationship, and only certain people within that company have the ability to see it. But you're going to find a different process behind this, right? It's going to be not the same thing that you would see in the basic TSANet, because they're providing a very high level because they know a SEV1 ticket is already opened up on their end. So that kind of gives you an idea of the tactical side of it. I mean, you can look at it a lot of different ways, but basically it's a big directory, right, of how you're going to collaborate with other companies. And again, a common vendor neutral platform lets everybody work. I did not get into case exchange. That is the ability for you to actually electronically submit tickets. We do have that ability. It is available to members. It is something that is growing in popularity. We even have connectors for Salesforce, Microsoft Dynamics, and NetSuite. There's also a member web version, so you don't have to have one of those CRM platforms. And we're working with our member companies to do a lot of customization on the electronic side of that. That's where you see this cases tab up here. I'm not going to get into that because it really deserves a separate webinar, and there's some stuff out there on it already. But if you're interested in something like that, I would set up a separate conversation with my colleague Paul Esch, and he can walk you through how really easy it is to implement this and how easy it is to set it up and make it work. Okay, so let me go back here to my slide deck. Two slides I want to finish up with, right? Here's what I think are the key takeaways, right? We're an organization of members, right? I mean, this is your organization. I'm getting ready to take off next week to go out to California at Nutanix, and they are hosting our board meeting as well as a technology committee meeting and as well as a North America focus group, and we've got these worldwide. So look on our website. You can find out how to get involved in TSANet on a global scale. But it's important you understand that, right? We're here to serve you. Understand the relationship you're using. If you're using that open group of basic premium, you got to have that mutual customer involved. If it's a custom group, that could be a totally different set of elements, and you need to get a hold of somebody within your company to find out about that. If you're having problems finding out about a custom group, get a hold of us here, and we'll help you out with that. The whole point of this is to not finger point the customers around and raise customer satisfaction. I mean, this is the whole reason this organization was started, was because customers were getting frustrated that they were getting bounced ping pong back and forth between a couple of companies. So that's the whole point of this, right? To be able to work together with other companies. Escalate calls if you need to. That's at the bottom of every contact document, how you can escalate it. And if there are problems with that, we need to know about that, because I can't fix it. And these companies have obligated themselves to do this, but I can't fix it unless I know that there are problems. There's a lot of new stuff. In fact, we're getting ready to put out a new public site of our member web. Stephanie will be sending you this slide deck as well as some other things that will point you to our website. And there is a ton of stuff out there that we've got, and I invite you to take a look at it. It's all about you and you getting the most out of your membership dollar. Again, here's some stuff. Member help is out there. A lot of our social media, our LinkedIn group is huge. So if you're not joined into that, we've got several people on that. We do quite a bit of tweeting, so we've got that out there. There's our phone number down there, and as well as that's my email address. And then if you want to just write this down, if you've got something more generic you want to give up to the whole staff, you can send it to membership@tsanet.org, and we'd be more than happy to answer that. So if you've got any questions, I'll stay on the line here for just another minute or so if you want to pop in for a question. If not, we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up, let you guys get back another 5 minutes of your half hour. We had a lot of people join us on this call. It's great. So I'll give everybody just a minute. Okay, question about that. Okay, good point. So on the custom groups, I'll show you this real quickly. This came in as a good question. The one thing that we do for our members, if you've got a partner program that I was showing you about that, and you want to easily onboard your members into a custom group, we actually work with you to co-brand a landing page for your partners to come into. This is what VMware is one of their TAP programs. So if they're a new member and they're not an existing TSANet member, they basically follow this process, and they end up going through accepting the legal agreements. They end up going through and putting that contact document in there, and then they're automatically sent their credentials, and the partner is automatically notified that they've got a new partner in their custom group. So something we do, we also come in here and over here we've got some videos, as well as we'll co-brand this stuff with you to make it specific to your partner group, work with you on that communication out to your partners, and again work with you on onboarding on that. So again, lots of different things we didn't touch on here, but that's one of the things that we do. Okay, and I think looks like that's it. So, well, gee, we almost took up the whole half hour. Thank you again so much for joining us today. Again, any questions, anything we can help you with, just let us know. We appreciate you coming on board. Have a good day. Thank you.